So my sales have tanked on Amazon. They have absolutely tanked. I'm laughing right now because I'm actually somewhat shocked that my sales tanked so much. They're down, I believe last time I looked, it was down like 70% over the last couple of weeks, which is crazy because, over the last 30 days prior to the last 2 weeks, I had hit almost 58,000 in sales, which is crazy. And I was at around 32,000 before December. So my sales went through the roof. Now, today is January 4th. My sales are at an average of, I think, around 40,000 for the last 30 days. And it's crazy. Like my sales were like this and then boom, it's like down at the bottom. It's nuts. And I want to talk about a couple of reasons why. Number one, I haven't had a bunch of my inventory that I shipped in get checked in. I have over 1,000 items that are literally just not being checked in. I think that Amazon's still trying to catch up from, the holiday rush and everything like that. So you have to keep in mind, if you don't have a bunch of inventory that's being checked in, your sales are going to slow down like crazy. I went from having almost 3,000 items in my inventory at the peak during mid-December, down to around, I think I'm at like 14 or 1,600. I'm really, really low right now. So no wonder my sales have taken a dive. Also, keep in mind, during Q4 especially, all your good stuff, all your top items are gonna turn. And you're gonna be left with maybe the stuff that isn't the most desirable, the quickest flipping items and whatnot. So the inventory that I have, it's not bad because it's all cherry picked from eBay. But my average item takes a good 30 to 45 days to flip. So maybe it's just, some stale inventory and I need to get those new items checked in. Secondly, I believe the economy is having somewhat of an effect. I don't know how much of an effect. I feel like it's somewhat of a cop-out when people say it's the economy. But let's be honest, food prices are through the roof. Rent is through the roof. The stock market's funky. Real estate's been funky lately. Everybody just spent a bunch of money during the holiday season. And, people's spending habits could just be a little bit different. Now, typically I do pretty well when it comes to the first month of the new year. Last year I did really well, although I had different products. And that's something to consider as well. What types of products do you have in your inventory? I have mostly DVDs. I have books. I do have some board games, some video games, some electronics, some tools that I've been sourcing recently. But what types of products make up the majority of your inventory? I'm mostly in DVDs. And this is my first year where I've really scaled DVDs like crazy. So last year at this time, I didn't have as many DVDs as I had in my inventory. So maybe DVDs just don't sell as well during the first month of the new year. I'm not sure. So ask yourself, if your sales have dipped off like crazy, how's your inventory looking? Is it way down? Because if it is way down like mine, no wonder your sales have dipped. If your inventory remains the same, then I would get a little bit worried. Also, what type of products do you have in your inventory? I think this plays a role. Of course, the economy might be having an effect depending on what products you have. Are they like replenishables like groceries, which probably are going to have less effect versus items that aren't really necessary, like maybe toys and video games and DVDs right now. So yeah, my sales have tanked, but moving forward, I'm not going to focus on my sales tanking. I was talking to one of my buddies, Aaron. Big shout out to Aaron. He's in the eBay to Amazon Masterclass and mentorship. He was feeling a little bit worried and thinking to himself, is this really going to work long term? I was crushing it. My sales were going through the roof and now they've dipped off the freaking deep end. I don't think it was as bad as mine, but I said, listen, consider these factors, the ones I just shared with you, and just move forward. Focus on sourcing and cherry picking really good items from eBay. Make sure your turnover rate is solid, right? Make sure you're going after good ranks, studying Keepa, making sure that your items are going to turn, buy at the right price. Just keep sending in, get your items checked in, send in as many shipments as you can, because when things are slow, like they are now, you don't want to slow down your sourcing. You don't want to slow down your shipping of your products into Amazon, although it might take a little longer from the check in, because when things do pick up again, which they always do, unless we're going into an apocalyptic event, fingers crossed, right? Things are going to pick up. And if they do pick up and you've been sending in and sourcing and shipping and you've got your inventory filled up, you're going to capitalize on that. So you know, my sales are down, but I'm not super concerned with it. It's a long-term game. And you know what? You could have a couple bad months out of the year, but if you crush the other 8, 9, 10 months out of the year, you could have the best year possible. And I'm going to have the best year possible, and you are too. So with that being said, much love and have yourself a fantastic new year.